Hello YouTube, I'm David with the David West channel. Well, I bought another Mora companion, and this is a stainless steel. And if you've ever bought a Mora before, you know the spine will not scrape anything unless you go ahead and sharpen it to a good sharp 90 degrees. Now, on the carbon steel Mora, you could take a mill file and go ahead and put it in a vise or something and go ahead and make this spine good and sharp. But stainless, you can't do that, or the files that I've tried to use to file this down has not worked. Let me show you a close. All right, I've already tried a file on this, and I don't know if you can see it, but it just skated over the top. Now, I've filed stainless steel at work before. I was a pipe fitter, and I've run miles of stainless steel pipe, but that's a softer alloy of stainless steel than this knife is. So we're just going to have to grind this off. And you can also see where I sort of skinned up my plastic here with the file. So we'll be careful with the grinder, because the grinding can do a lot more damage right here. And I do want to take note of which side is the side that I want to leave the burr on, which is this side. So I'm going to put a X on that side so I can keep track of it. And we'll always make sure that when we're grinding it, that the grindings are coming off this way to leave a little burr right there. All right, here's a little DeWalt grinder that I've used for years, this style of grinder with this style of grinding wheel. I suggest that you do not use an angle grinder, which I call them a side grinder, if you have no experience. There's all kinds of crafts out there. You probably have a friend that you know that's in one of the crafts that would know how to safely use a side grinder to grind that spine on that knife. The crafts would be pipe fitters like I was, welders, electricians, duct boys, steel workers, millwrights, people that rig, fab shops. All of those types crafts would have the skill to safely grind that spine down for you. But of course, if you do have experience, like I have many years of using a side grinder, of course you want to take all the safety precautions, screw the handle back in, put the guard back on, have gloves, have hearing protection, eye protection, maybe even a face shield. So let me show you how we're going to do this. You can take and bury it up in a stump. Today we'll just bury it up in the table. And of course, you know, you want to make sure it's standing up plumb, but the grain right here should make it stand up fairly plumb. And I'll put my earplugs in. Let's go ahead and grind on it. Let me check that and see. Now, the blade is spinning around this way, so the burr is going to be kicked over that way, which is where we have the X. And that feels pretty good right there. Let me see if I see any more. Yes, I still see some of that rounded corner right there. So let's go back and hit it just a little bit more. All right, I no longer see that rounded corner, and I feel a burr all the way across. And I want to tell you about that burr. That burr is not going to stay there forever. You know, as you use your knife, especially with the heavy duty use that I give a knife, eventually you'll have to take and get out your sharpening stone Now this is a Smith's sharpening stone. It has a coarse side and a fine side. And you'll want to take, occasionally you'll have to do this to put that burr back on there, or to even make it 90 degrees again. You'll occasionally have to come across like that. And, you know, I like to do this also right after I grind it, to take the grind marks off of that spine. I do it about 20 passes, stop and check it. But that's got a good burr on there, and let me show you what a great scraper that is now. And there is no more rolled corner right there, or right there. It's just a sharp 90-degree corner now. And yes, there's still some grind marks on there. And if it bothers you, you could polish them out with that stone. But let me go ahead and get some things, and we'll do some scraping tasks. Let me show you how beautiful it scrapes now. All right, let's scrape up some fat wood. That's always a fun thing to do. Do it again. And let's scrape some bamboo. We'll make a bamboo fire. If we can stand in front of the wind, it'd be better.
Let me show you what this looks like.
That is a sharp 90-degree spine. All right, y'all. If you're gonna have a good knife that scrapes really well, a super scraper, you're gonna have to do something about that rounded over spine. Like I say, on the carbon steel Mora, you can just take a mill file it on down, make it good and square, good sharp 90-degree spine. But I always have to use a side grinder when it comes to the stainless steel. All right, y'all. Appreciate you joining me on this one. We'll catch you on the next one.